I recently received a comment on YouTube from Ania FI Journey, and they say, I need to up my freelance game. Will you do some videos on how to get freelance jobs or gigs? I'm a CPA and I don't even know how to start making side income due to my professional experience. I feel like it should be easy, but it's just not. Well, my friend, I have news for you in this video. I am giving you all the deets on how to turn your side hustle into a full-time hustle with 4 steps to get started. I am partnering with the experts over at Money Under 30 in this video to give you the scoop on how you can do this for yourself. Stick around. Hey, what's up guys? It's Justine with Debt Free Millennials, the channel to help you crush your debt and live payment free, and in the process earning extra income to help you along your financial journey. And ultimately, you can take whatever ways you are making extra income through a side hustle and turn it into a full-time biz. That's exactly what I did, but more on that story later. Let's hop into exactly what you should do in terms of a side hustle. But first, how are side hustles gaining in popularity? I'm sure you've seen in the news all about the Great Resignation. So the Great Resignation has kind of been snowballing into what it is today because of the things that have happened with the pandemic. More people working remotely, and then also more people just understanding and valuing their time at home. So I was looking up this CNBC article called The Great Resignation: Why Millions of Workers Are Quitting, and there's some pretty interesting statistics in here. It says in August, 4.3 million Americans quit their jobs, while some people have left the workforce entirely. Job security and better pay are top concerns for others. And as I was scrolling down here, there was an interesting survey that they cited by Bankrate. More than half of US workers surveyed said they plan to look for a new job in the coming year. Some 56% of respondents said adjustable working hours and remote work are a priority. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was going through college, my college really focused on climbing the corporate ladder and doing that in a very traditional sense. Driving to work, staying in an office, working at that office, and then fighting rush hour traffic to go home. Now, I think that has definitely flipped since the pandemic, and I think more and more people are valuing that work from home lifestyle so that you can do things at home while you're working, have that flexibility, and also work in your PJs. Let's just be honest. Let's just cut to the chase. We all like working in loungewear from home, and maybe that's one of the major reasons why more remote workers are popping up all over the place. So if you're hopping on board with the Great Resignation, you're wanting some flexibility or just trying to bring that side hustle to life, there are 4 steps to get started. Number 1 is to start with a skill that you already have. So think about the full-time job that you have right now. Now, according to the subscriber who commented on one of my videos, she said that she was a CPA. So take that skill set of being a CPA. What type of accounting skills do you have? You're already being paid for them, so chances are somebody else on the side will pay you for those exact same skills. Now, if you're unsure of the type of skills that you already have, or maybe you want to transition into something completely different, check out this article on moneyunder30.com, Side Hustle Ideas, 35 plus ways anyone can earn more money on the side. So there are a ton of different things that they outline in this article. Okay, one idea that I really liked on this article that I've personally used is find freelance gigs online. So you can actually post your skill set on places like Fiverr or Upwork.com and post your services as a freelance writer. Now, when I was doing this, when I was starting to dabble in freelancing as a side hustle, when I was working as a full-time marketing manager, I ended up getting connected with a writer who had connections to a local magazine. And so through that connection and doing some local networking, I was able to start freelance writing for this local magazine, and I was paid about $150 per article. Now, that was a great starting point. It wasn't a whole lot of money, but I built up some really great experience. My work got published, and I could really build up my portfolio so that I could charge extra for the next client and show that my work had been published and that my writing is really worthy of working together in that type of space. Ooh, something else that I like from this article, remote call center agent. You literally can do this from home, assisting customers with their specific issues and ensuring they have a positive customer experience. Now, there was one time where I was on a customer service support call for Madison Reed, which is the at-home hair coloring kit I absolutely love and swear by. And she said that she actually was working from home. All of their customer support staff works from home, which is really cool. They don't actually have to go into an office, and why would they? Because if they're spending majority of their day on the phone, you don't actually need to be in a physical office to do that. You can do that from your couch. So remote call center agent is actually a really cool idea because I think it would be an easy transition for somebody to get into as a side hustle. Another one I really like on this list is video editor. If you have a video editing background or it's just something you've always enjoyed as a hobby, maybe this could be your next home-based side hustle. I love that. In fact, when I first started my YouTube channel, I self-taught. I taught myself iMovie. I got really, really good at it, and then I started to see its limitations, and so I invested in Final Cut Pro, and I could see how I could learn how to add transitions and effects, and it was so awesome, and it was something that I learned on my own, and then I could provide that as a service for other clients and get paid for it. Now, another popular thing on here is Etsy seller. Are you a crafter? Do you make things? Do you have digital products that you could develop? You can sell those very easily on Etsy. And what's cool about Etsy is there is already put into place, there's an audience available to you. There are millions of people that hit Etsy.com every single month. So you don't even have to worry about your own marketing. You can just have your store on Etsy and sell your goods and valuables. In fact, I recently learned that one of the staffers over at moneyunder30.com sells their homemade yarn on Etsy, which I think is really, really cool. So you'll definitely want to just get a feel for what's available on Etsy, and there's a spot for everybody to sell your own things. Okay, step number 2 is to brainstorm how you can create income from a passion or a hobby. Now, in addition to running a personal finance YouTube channel, I actually really like to make homemade cards. So I get out my scrapbook stuff and I put together these homemade cards, and I was thinking, okay, if I were to turn that into a business, how could I make money from it? If I did selling, if I sold these cards, where would that go? I could open an Etsy shop. I could post on Facebook or create an Instagram account and use hashtags that are relevant to homemade cards. I could also post in my neighborhood app and sell them locally, maybe going to a craft show or a craft fair and setting up a table with a whole bunch of the homemade cards. Another way that I could monetize that is through teaching. So I could host a virtual workshop and teach others how to make their own homemade cards, and maybe I charge them a $5 entry fee for that virtual workshop. Or I could start a YouTube channel, monetize the YouTube channel, and it's all about creating homemade cards with stuff that you already have. I could also partner with a craft supplier and become an affiliate for them. And every time I mention that craft supplier and somebody signs up using my link, then I can get a kickback and a commission for mentioning that craft supplier. So as I was brainstorming this, there were actually a ton of different ways that I could make an income from making my own homemade cards. Step number 3 is to find your customers. Now, a really great place to start in finding your customers is by going onto a platform that already has a willing audience that could be potential customers for you. Okay, so I was scrolling through this article on moneyunder30.com, and it says where are the best places to look for side hustles, and one place that caught my eye was TaskRabbit. Now, TaskRabbit puts a lot of focus on putting furniture together, helping move heavy things, errands run, that sort of thing. So I was thinking, okay, how could you pivot that with a passion project? So let's say that you're really into painting and that you're really good at painting artwork on canvas. My sister's actually phenomenal at doing this. So let's say that she knows how paintings should be hung, and she has an eye for the aesthetic of how canvases should be placed on your wall. So she signs up on TaskRabbit and promotes that she can hang picture frames in art. And so as she's doing this for local customers, she can also mention that she's a local artist that knows how to hang pictures, and that she has a whole portfolio of artwork that these TaskRabbit clients could now become artwork clients of hers. So see how you can pivot that and turn that side hustle into exactly what you want. And you can do so by finding those customers on platforms like TaskRabbit. Now, there are other places that you can use, such as Rover, as the article mentions here, for dog walking or dog sitting. Suppose you want to start your own grooming services. Well, you have a whole audience on Rover who have pets, which is your ideal audience. So you can start off as a dog walker or dog sitter, and then mention that you have this pet grooming service available for them through your own business, or maybe you talk about how you train dogs on the side and start snowballing that into an actual business for yourself. Now, another way that you could find your own customers is by doing some emailing to your personal network. Inside of the Side Hustle Ideas article on Money Under 30, they say a more targeted approach is to think of people you know who are candidates for your service. For example, working parents for a personal shopping service, or friends who are trying to lose weight for fitness coaching. Then email them and ask them, I'm thinking of offering XYZ service. Would you pay for that? If they say yes, you're 90% there to getting a client. And then if you say no, then you can ask why aren't they willing to pay for that service, or you're just testing that experiment of the side hustle. Will it actually work? And people aren't willing to pay for those services, then you've just saved yourself a lot of time and headache by not going through that entire process. I think this is a really great way for you to just start testing out your idea to see if people are actually willing to buy from you. And the last step is to start small. Rather than completely abandoning your 9-to-5 and going all in with your side hustle, a better idea might be to keep that full-time job, and nights and weekends are then dedicated to your side hustle project. Or maybe you spend your lunch hour, or you're getting up early and focusing on that side hustle idea. Now, when I was side hustling and thinking about this for myself, I actually had a job working as a marketing manager during the day. And then once I got off of work, I would come home and start working on my side hustle idea, which was doing some marketing consulting for local clients in the area. And I really got this idea because I knew I was already getting paid for it in my day job. So I knew other businesses would be willing to hire on a marketing contractor and pay for that service. And so that's how I ended up pivoting. Because I was getting these clients on the side, I thought to myself, this is a great side hustle. Maybe this could be a full-time hustle. And it ended up being exactly that. And I took the leap and I left the 9-to-5 after I tested the idea on my own and saw that I was getting paid. And then as I was getting paid through the side hustle, it made it easier for me to transition out of my full-time job and into working for myself. Okay, so to recap the steps you need to go and take a side hustle and turn it into a full-time full-time gig is step number 1, start with a skill that you already have and that you already get paid for. Number 2 is to brainstorm how that skill can make you money, or brainstorm a passion or hobby interest and figure out how you can make money from that. Really good idea is starting with a pen and a sheet of paper and just writing down all of your ideas. Number 3 is to find your customers, either using an existing platform or asking your friends and family in your local network if they'd be willing to pay for your products or services. And number 4 is to start small. Start by incorporating that side hustle into your routine, and so you're still hanging on to that day job, but you're incorporating that side hustle slowly and then making the transition into a full-time gig. Now, if you want to check out all of those articles from MoneyUnder30.com, I will leave all those links in the description box below. I think that would be a great starting point for you to get some ideas of how you can make your side hustle into a full-time gig and just kind of get some ideas of how you can earn extra income. Thank you so much to the experts over at MoneyUnder30.com for partnering with me on this video. If you like this one, give it a big thumbs up, and I'll catch you in the next one.